Neta Achitov. Yes.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Of environmental news.
Yes. So we'll have some an end of an era, two stories this morning.
Because this was your week in many ways.
Yes, it was our week, and now we're back to, this magazine format, and this Paris summit is we are so over it.
We're moving on.
Yes, moving on. So it's 15 years since the last reactor in Chernobyl has been turned off. So there's no nuclear, power plant in Chernobyl. It's 30 years after the disaster. So we are kind of in an end of an era of nuclear power plants. Also, Fukushima was in 2011, and since then there's no power plant energy in Japan. And also Germany closed down 7 of its power plants. So we're commemorating
15th anniversary of Chernobyl reactor termination, which a very good end of an era in many ways.
And we're not the only ones who are commemorating it. These are 4 parkour kids, or I don't know what you call them.
Yes.
And they went to Chernobyl. They actually were able to, pass all the police and security, which is very tight there, and it's Russian police.
Right.
And look what they've done.
And I think we actually have a short clip of this. Let's take a look.
Of humor.
They have a great sense of humor, but you said that the masts are the actual old masts.
Yeah, they said that everything is deserted because people
evacuated
in one day. So they found many things from the communist era, and they went there. And this is actually one of the few footage we have from inside. We have drone footage of Chernobyl, but this is from the inside, and they're really crazy, these guys. There is a huge article about them in Vice, and you can read all about their adventure there and how they bypassed the security guards.
Amen. Okay, yes.
And another end of an era, as promised, in Britain, they closed the last coal mine, which is a huge thing for Britain. All the Thatcher era and everything is, the culture there is just coal. And why is that? Because they are closing by 2020 all the coal power stations, so they won't need coal anymore. So they're closing down. And as always with those things and with environment and kind of change of strategies, people will find themselves without a job. This is one
it's one of the major problems with trying to progress environmental agendas.
But I'm sure they will find new jobs. Maybe they will put their solar energy, huge field, and
or as a suggestion, maybe they'd listen to you and put a huge solar field there. Yes,
go for it. Yeah, I suggest.
Well, Britain doesn't have that much sun, does it?
So it's in your heritage.
So
it's just a shame and gutted, really.
It's absolutely maddening to think that we're just going to turn our backs on a profitable mine, an industry where you've got a skilled workforce to extract it, and we're just going to close that down. It's absolutely scandalous.
And also Britain is very known for the Industrial Revolution, and this is where it started, and we are over it now, and we are moving on, and we know the damage that the Industrial Revolution has made, but also we know, its contributions to our culture.
And you wanted to say about Britain what?
I just thought, solar issues in Britain, it's not a very, sunny country.
True,
so,
that would be a problem.
I wonder if they're not, what's replacing coal then? What's wind turbines? What's replacing coal in 2020?
Wind turbines, also geothermic power. There are many.
It's solvable, basically.
Water. In Norway, it's all about water.
And
I'm watching Narcos now. Have you been watching it?
Yes.
It's about the drug dealers in Colombia.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it? Not bad. Not bad.
It's very troubling. And Colombia is the biggest cocaine producer in the world. And this is an eco-designer that her husband or boyfriend, they weren't even married, was killed because of the Narcos
wars
battles. And she was pregnant, and she decided that she will do something for all the people who've been, devastated by the Narcos movement. And she's an eco-designer. She takes garbage from
my God.
And she makes these amazing things out of it, and she sells it all over the world. She's quite famous in her own niche in the designer world. and she's helping other people who lost relatives or who are
because
miserable
of the
because
drug
of the
wars.
narcos. Yes, they look in the garbage together, and they find things, and she teaches them how to make valuable things out of them. They take corks, for example, and they make USB or tires, and they make very fashionable bags.
Phenomenal.
And you see how she teaches.
I'm telling you, this is like the ultimate recycling.
Yeah, so I really like this story because now I'm all into this.
Now I'm all into wearing garbage. Okay.
Exactly, and helping those narcos victims.
Garbage is the new black. Okay. Yes.
Yes, and in Paris, everybody talked about the prime ministers, the presidents, but on the side, there were many, many, many things that happened, and we will need 2 weeks in order just to cover them. But one of the beautiful small things that happened, it's called the Equator Prize. And every year they're giving the Equator Prize to 20 indigenous communities that are helping the environment in some small way in their community. They gave 20 prizes like that, which is $10,000 for the community, and also tickets for all the community to come to Paris to the summit and to present how they help the environment. So I will show only 3 if time permits.
Yes.
So one of them is in Papua New Guinea. The problem there is that there is a lot of forest, and the forest is obviously in a very big threat.
Right.
46% of the forest is taken down by loggers.
46% is
so we will have nice tables and kitchens and decks.
Okay. Yeah.
And the beginning, the community sold they were cooperating with the loggers, and they sold the wood, and then they've realized that they're losing their everything, culture, and their surroundings. So they just decided to switch, and they're selling research elements. They learned how to measure the forest, and they've brought many things that they can research the forest, and they're selling it to science. To researchers around the world, as the health of the forest and how the CO2 is coming out and the O2 is...
Research elements.
Yes, so this is a really a creative way
to do that. And another example.
Afghanistan. Yes. Also, it's a really the poorest place in Afghanistan. As you see, it's kind of a desert, and they had a lot of problems with garbage, and everybody, all the construction sites, wars. All the construction sites managers used to come there and drop their garbage, and the elders decided that they have to do something, and they just also switched from actually cooperating with the bad guys to actually doing something for the nature. They have a nursery for plants there, and they've taken away all the garbage, and they're actually helping to conserve
conserve nature,
beautiful nature there, and they're selling those
and one last
plants.
one quickly.
And the last one is Honduras, where they have big sea, and they have problems with the sea, and they decided to actually rehabilitate the reef there. Yeah,
things we should do in the Middle East as well.
Yeah, and these are people who are actually helping their communities.
Helping the communities and doing that. That's the Equator Prize, the 3 winners. Beautiful stuff, and actually quite optimistic in many ways in this day and age. Ami, amazing stuff. The Burgundy, I don't know. No. But still, a statement. Thank you for being with us. This was it for I-20.